right, it's time to put our Hopium Copium hats back on, ladies and gentlemen. The freight train is loaded and we're leaving the station for Halo news. Listen, we have our next step of Halo reveal coming here in literally just a matter of a few weeks here in October. And we've actually gotten a little bit of a sneak preview as to what we're going to be getting from a few different sources, actually. Surprisingly, one of them being Tashi, who is, of course, the head of the HCS. He provided us with a blog post going over what we can expect from Worlds, which was, really cool to take a look at. That's going to be a super awesome event. But for some crazy reasons, well, oh my God, I'm really trying my best to not get super high on the Copium train because, I'm a Halo fan, and that just simply means that I've been burned like 1,000 times. But with that being said, Tashi has let us know that we can expect the official announcement from Halo Studios regarding the future of Halo on Friday, actually, the first day of Worlds. Now, just bear with me for a second. Typically, in the past for Halo and similar events like this, usually a company will showcase whatever's new on the final day of the event because it's kind of like, capping off the excitement, right? Everything that's happened, we're going to cap off a wonderful event with this news. But no, apparently they're going to be starting the event with the news. Now, he also mentioned in a reply on Twitter that apparently we're going to be expecting something on Friday evening as well. His response was very cryptic, and he literally said, ask me about this news Friday evening. Now, that could mean a number of things. It could mean literally nothing. It could literally mean he's saying, hey, you just wait till Friday night after the announcement and, we'll talk about it then. That's, probably the most likely thing if we're going to not get super far into the Copium. But, at this point, I'm a Halo fan. I have to get as far into it as possible. So with that being said, we do know from some, recent leaks from Grunt.api on Twitter that they found a beta tag for some kind of Halo build that is cross-platform, including PlayStation. Now, listen, I'm getting real deep into the Copium here, but what if, ladies and gentlemen, what if there is a beta that will be live and playable at Worlds on Friday night? I don't know if that's, who knows, maybe that's not the best move because maybe that would, distract the players there at Worlds. I don't know. I feel like that's definitely possible, but at the same time, dude, they also said that there's going to be a whole deep dive. They're not just going to drop a trailer and say, okay, sayonara, we'll see you in 3 years. They're going to have a conversation with the devs, a whole deep dive into what they actually are showing off for the future of Halo. So, again, that just bears more credence to the idea that there's more being shown off than I think people are expecting and are ready for. And I mentioned this, I think I mentioned it in my last video where I was talking about my expectations for the reveal and what we're going to be getting. And I have a feeling, I have a feeling that we're going to be getting more than what everyone is thinking and anticipating. I just feel like something is being cooked up. I feel like they're cooking something up behind the scenes. I feel like it's happening. And with Tashi being cryptic and with the news coming out on Friday instead of Sunday before the finals, because that's typically when you do something like that, is either at the beginning of the day on Sunday or before the finals on Championship Sunday. The fact that they're doing it on Friday, he's mentioning talk to you Friday night, and we have prior leaks about there being a beta build, and we know about Certain Affinity working on something, right? Project Ecker We know that that's going on behind the scenes. I'm just saying, man, I don't know. I'm really trying not to get super into this thing, you know, back into the weeds. It's kind of hard when a lot of things are playing in the favor of the old Halo fanboy over here. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I just feel like it's going to be kind of crazy. And I'm hoping for the best here, you know. I'm really, really hoping for the best. I'm hoping that we get good news because, you know, as Halo fans, we desperately need good news. You know, we desperately, desperately need good news. With that being said as well, I do want to also address some recent information that we've gotten from Mr. Rebs. He had a developer reach out to him in regards to the Halo CE remake, and the information that he received about that, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't love kind of like at all. I mean, some of it's cool, some of it's good, I think, but there's other parts that I think are not so good. Mainly, I think the concept of them having the mixed Unreal Engine and Blam combo engine situation to kind of have like the feel of Halo, and then also, you know, having sort of the modern technology with Unreal. I feel like that's fine. Like that kind of makes sense, right? But the other part that I don't love was about the gameplay and how he mentioned that apparently this co-development studio that's kind of doing the majority of the work on this remake, currently the build of the game has sprint in it. And I don't know if I've mentioned this in a previous video talking about my thoughts on the CE remake. To be honest with you, I don't remember, but my thoughts on that are no, please, for the love of God, just make the game is already amazing, right? Like CE is already amazing, right? What do we want from CE remake? We want you to just add some awesome story elements, right? Take some stuff from the Flood novel, you know, flesh it out that way. Use some modern tech to expand the gameplay functionality in terms of, you know, the world being large and doing some of the things that Bungie wanted to do back in the day. But don't change the core formula of how you actually function as a player, you know? Like, I don't understand why we have to add sprint to everything. I don't get it. I don't get it. You know, the one thing I will just say, I'm not going to go on too big of a tangent for this, but I do want to just say, people talk all the time about how, why can't, you know, Halo have sprint? It's a modern game. It's got to have modern mechanics. Valorant, Counter-Strike, hello? Like, do we pretend that these games do not exist? You do not need sprint. You don't need it at all. In fact, I would actually venture to say that if Halo reverted back to the no sprint formula, that it would actually have more of a unique identity than pretty much any other game on the market. To be honest with you, I think it would actually go in their favor, but whatever. Anyways, that's one thing I did want to address. We're going to find out for real, you know, what happens, obviously, at Worlds, but what I'm honestly thinking is we're going to end up getting, obviously, a pretty good look at the Halo CE remake, and I actually think that we are, in fact, going to get a look at Project Ecker. I think we're going to get a beta that drops same day. I think the beta will be playable immediately, and I think it will be playable on the show floor during Worlds. I'm going to go full Copium with this prediction here. I think that is absolutely viable. I think that's very possible that's going to happen. I also want to mention one other insane thing, and I listen, I don't know what the hell to think at this point. I think that there are some folks, I mean, who knows? Maybe I'm just completely off the rails here, and that's totally fine if that's the case. But Grunt.api tweeted an image today that was very interesting and a little bit suspect, and it's got me questioning some things. He tweeted an image of what looks like a comet and a night sky, and the alt text said, what was it, like 210 or something along those lines. Basically, everybody is speculating that that is referring to Starry Night and Halo 3 to some capacity. Halo 3 Anniversary? I don't know how that fits into, you know, the timeline of how these Halo games are being developed. I have no clue. but I'm also here for whatever the hell that they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just a Halo fan that's just dying for a full-fledged Halo experience right now, man. Like, I will eat whatever it is. Listen, if the CE remake does in fact have sprint, yes, I will be disappointed off the rip. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. I'll be disappointed. I will try it. I will see what it's about. I will see what it's all about. Listen, and of course I say that as I'm sprinting in the game, but listen, Halo Infinite did sprint well. I will 100% say that Halo Infinite did sprint well. So if they have to add sprints, if they do it similar to how they did in Infinite, I'll be all right with that. Like, that's fine. You know, is it my preference? Absolutely not. But I'll deal with it if they implement it in a, you know, intelligent way like they did with Infinite. Anyways, with that being said, you know, we're going to see, I have a strong feeling that things are going to start, you know, coming about very frequently here in the next several days to several weeks as we get closer and closer to Worlds. I wouldn't be shocked if we get more and more leaks leading up to that. I really wouldn't. And I'm here for it, you know? So get your tinfoil hats on, folks. You know, if you feel like getting burned again, if you're a masochist like me and you want to see what Halo Studios can do to ruin your life, you know, jump on the train with me, man. Let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, let me know your thoughts in the comments about what's going on. What do you think is happening? Do you think we're getting a beta for Project Ecker literally in a few weeks? I think it's very possible, to be honest with you. I think it's going to happen. But let me know your thoughts down below. What you think is going to happen. And I'll see you guys in the next one. All right. Appreciate you.